He's promised he's going to change. How long are you prepared to wait? It's tough, right? You want this to work. You don't want to blow it all up. You want to stay. But nothing's changing. And it isn't okay. It lasts a week, 2, maybe a month, maybe 3. And then we slip right back into the old habits. So when is enough enough? Let's be clear. We can't control other people's behaviours. We have to stay in our own power. You get to decide how you live your life. They get to decide how they live theirs. People show us what they want through their actions, not their words, through their patterns, not their promises. And you want to know that no matter what, you've done your best, you've tried your hardest, you gave it your all. But what are you prepared to tolerate whilst you wait? What are you prepared to model whilst you wait? This is not me saying you have to leave. This is me saying be clear on what you're prepared to accept. And that's how you figure out how long you're prepared to wait. And there is a way to make that decision easier. Boundaries. Boundaries are not then relying on you to make a decision. They have a clear line and they have, most importantly, a very clear consequence. Because you get to decide how to protect yourself, emotionally, mentally, physically. You have the boundary and the boundary belongs to you. It's not meant to suit other people because they don't want the boundary. You do. And a boundary without a consequence is simply a request. And so having consequences makes it easier when that boundary is crossed for you to hold the line. It's not me. I told you this was the boundary and this is the consequence and you've crossed the boundary. This is what I'm prepared to tolerate. This is what happens if you go beyond that. Because it's not about timelines. And I know how scary it can feel at the thought of saying enough is enough. But this is your one true, beautiful life. And it's theirs too. And sometimes actually holding that boundary, having a consequence and sticking to it is exactly what you all need to move forward, to create a life that you are excited to live. It's also about what you are modelling to the children. What do you want them to tolerate in their relationships? Because you're the blueprint, right? They look to you to decide how to live. There's a great book called Untamed by Glennon Doyle. And she talks about how there was a moment where her daughter was asking her to do her hair just like her mum's. And it made her realise that staying is being a martyr, not a role model. That was her journey. This is yours. But think about if your child was in your relationship, would you be happy for them? And if the answer is no, then what can you do about that? What changes can you make? How can you take responsibility? Because you can only take responsibility for your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your behaviours. And you can protect yourself through boundaries and consequences. Now, if you've never had a boundary, if you have always been a people pleaser, suddenly putting in boundaries can feel really uncomfortable. But they're not meant to be comfortable because they are creating protection. Just takes practice. It takes knowing what you're protecting, knowing what you're sacrificing when you don't hold that boundary, and being really clear on your consequence and communicating it. Because if you've communicated it, then everyone knows where they stand. There's no surprises here. We're not punishing anyone. We're drawing a line and saying, I need to protect myself, and this is what I need to protect myself. This isn't about punishing someone else. This is about protecting you and your peace. But consequences are the essential piece of that puzzle. Now, if this feels way too big a stretch for you, it's okay. I've got you. And the Power of One is exactly there for you. And we talk through how to create boundaries, how to define a consequence, and how to communicate them safely. It's why the whole program exists. It's to help you figure out what comes next and how you get there. It's 6 weeks, no pressure. You do it in your own time. You have 12 months access, but it's there for you quietly in your own space at your own time to figure out when is long enough. Where is that line? If this resonates with you, feel free to subscribe and let me know what you would like me to talk about in my next video. Thank you.